Good morning. Um, as I was stretching in the sun today, I realized that I'm now tapping into my inner fuck you, which is my safety route. And it's not so much as fuck you as I am being within myself. I that I have the power to allow in what I wish to allow in. I have the power to ignore what I wish to ignore. And then that hit me yesterday. That hit me with what happened yesterday, where I was boohooing and shit nonstop. And I'm sure that yours was a completely different experience, but if people don't want to hear me, that's where they're at. The thing is that I validate myself. I don't need their validation in order to continue. That so long as I'm always with myself and within myself, and open to breathing in the experience entirely of no matter what it is, including my little boohoo session last night as I'm still growing up, that it's still going to be beautiful, it's still going to be open, and I am still safe. And you are still safe. And we can be safe together, and that is the organism that I've been breathing into this whole time. I still haven't done the breathwork session that I promised. Well, I tried doing it last night, but I totally fell asleep during it. Like, it really relaxed me. It was really what I needed. I'm going to be present with it today, as I'm excited again for today to see what it will bring. Now that I'm realizing that not so much as other people ignoring me, but other people not hearing me, it's still where they're at. Like, that's really profound for me to realize that they're not ready. Maybe they're not ready because I kept having to repeat myself over and over again. Because I really wanted them to hear me, because I was trying to join the conversation. And it just hit me. I knew then that they just weren't ready to hear me, but I was like upset because I was saying the exact same thing, and then whenever one of them would say it, like I was saying it before they would say it, and I heard one of them say it without acknowledging me, and I was like, well, that's kind of just what I said, but I let them have that. And then I would say the next person's line, and then they would say it, and I was like, well, I can just let them have that, but then it kept going on. In the same exact third eye spot that I've been really trying to get people to go to with me, because this place is amazing. Like, it's healing. I'm having awakenings. I'm breathing with you, and you're breathing with me, and it's so beautiful. And I could feel myself kind of tensing up before it all happened. And I was so excited to go to JJ's breathwork because of that, because I knew I needed to be reminded to breathe. And then as I was tensing up, I was like, I need to remind myself to breathe, because I'm really trying to tune in and do this on my own and be independent with it, which is really scary. But I did my own thing yesterday after missing. I almost like sat outside his class because it was full and I didn't want to disrupt everybody else's healing. So I went out to the tables to do my own thing and breathe and cry and let it out. And then another woman kind of just loudly comes up to my table, which would normally infuriate me, but it didn't. I was aware of her presence, and her presence was beautiful and gentle. And I feel like she was trying to let me know that she too was with me and that she knew what I was going through. This is a shared and sacred space for me to be allowed to do this for myself, within myself, and through myself. Like, not only is she with me, but we are all doing this together if we acknowledge each other or not. As we're all underneath the same sun, we're all under the same moon, the same sky. We got the same resources. We all come from the exact same thing, the cosmos. The stars, our skin is actually made of stardust. And we're just little cosmic beings in our own entities. And this is the boundaries of balance that I've been searching for. And I feel like that my state of self-expression with on camera, which is super duper uncomfortable still. Like, I'm not used to my looks. I've never been used to my looks, even when I'm not saying I'm ugly, I'm just saying that I've never been one to pay attention to looks because I wanted to be that person that just looked past it. But because I'm in this body, I ignored her for so long. I'm realizing how liberating it is. Now that I allow myself to be ugly, to fall apart in public, to not have to wear makeup, to not have to wear push-up bras or try to be anything that I'm not, to be liberated, because that's not where I'm at. I feel like I needed that support, but I wanted my body to be as free as humanly possible because of all she's been through and all she's carried me through when I abandoned her. And this is my seat of support for myself, and that is a beautiful thing. She stayed with me. And I realized the other day that I had I want to say over 1,000 followers on my Facebook, which I was like, what? And it's not that I'm ignoring everybody, it's that I'm finding that space within myself and giving myself that room to breathe and allowing myself to find my own boundaries without anybody else, but also at the same time within everybody else. This is a shared experience, so I'm very highly aware of that. And I just had that little mini breakthrough that, because I remember telling her yesterday that you're not listening to me, that you're not hearing me. And I know as I said it, I wasn't hearing myself. But then I just realized, while stretching the sun out here, that I wasn't allowing her to be herself. And then the other two women that were in the room that I was really trying to conversate with, I wasn't allowing them to take the time to, because they were saying the exact same things that I was. I just wasn't getting acknowledged for it, which is cool. It's kind of always been that way. But they obviously didn't need to hear me. They were figuring it out themselves. And that's beautiful that I was with them. I just wasn't exactly seen, which means I didn't need to be seen. It hurt. But like now that I'm breathing into it, it's actually pretty peaceful. I'm growing up. If that makes sense. I'm day 6 in this body. I'm finding my limits, and I'm allowing other people to have their limits, which is me finding their limits as well. Because allowing the organism to breathe into me is just as important, if not more. Than me breathing into the organism of life. And then to me becoming one with life as I open myself up. And allow myself to be seen for what I truly am for the first time. And the reason that I wanted to share the experience with others is because it's so intense for me. As I'm sure it is for everybody else. These are high intense areas. Like, we're all in this together. This is a high intense cosmic soup. Newman just went to Gemini. I've been breathing into and tapping into balance. I've been begging for balance. But in order to have the balance, I need the intensity on both sides to come out. In order to achieve balance, I need to have the awakening that I'm not alone in this. Other people are actually, they know what they're doing and they know how to protect themselves. I need to allow other people to have their boundaries. And especially their boundaries with me, because I'm finding my own boundaries. Also a little gross release I just had, but that's pretty cool. Out of a luggage I just let go. Which lets me know that I'm getting into the deep blocks. The uncomfortable blocks. We're free-flowing beings. We're spacious and we're vast. And this is a beautiful thing. I can't wait to roll in the grass today. There's not much room to roll up here. I'm sweating after doing nothing, so that's pretty cool. I'm allowing myself to release. I'm about to do another ceremony, cacao ceremony with myself. To completely and fully integrate this, I need to ask the trainer teacher guy if I should do the breath work or the cacao first. I'm thinking I'm going to do cacao first because I know I've asked him this before. Which it would actually, because I'm purging already, this is going to be super duper intense. But I think I can do it because I'm finding my limits. The limits with others and allowing things to just be. I'm finally breathing into myself and within myself. Allowing distractions to happen, allowing people to express themselves as well. Because this is a sacred place. The space between us is sacred. The space together is sacred. This is all sacred. And I'm utilizing the props. I'm discovering new props within myself as I allow these things to happen. Hey, Paper Doodle. Hey, Paper Doodle. Oh, you're so beautiful. You're beautiful, little Paper Doodle. Me too. Oops. There goes another black. Breath work. It's amazing. Shining my butt all of a sudden. I'm covered, but I'm also remembering that with yoga, with breath, intention, it carries over, and it, like, even with the pose, you could be doing the pose wrong. I know this about Kabbalah yoga and Kundalini yoga. The woman reminded me yesterday because I was like really worried about like hitting the pose wrong. that the pose is my own. The pose is your own. It doesn't matter what it looks like. The fact that you're attempting it. Because I remember whenever my hips had shattered and whenever my legs had shattered, like I was doing everything in private. I healed myself in private. But I remember like watching a Kabbalah yoga video that said just the even thought of doing the pose alone is what's healing and aligning. And I was reminded of that yesterday because in the Kundalini class, like my body, my legs naturally roll, my hips roll because I've been shattered before. My spine, I guess everything's coming to alignment as it is, but my spine shifts sometimes in certain poses, like hip openers and stuff. Is why I'm opening my hips every morning, especially to the sun, because the sun dissolves all the pain that's stored in my hips. And the fact of breathing with yourself is just the alignment that is needed, no matter if you're doing it correct or not. Whenever I first got to the hospital, I wasn't able to bend my knees like any further. I literally, like, it hurt really, really bad to bend my leg, like literally that much. And it was that same leg, like it was so tense, like I was not able to sit on my leg. And after getting out of the hospital, it took me maybe a month of doing this video. But I was able to sit on, or no, it was 3 months after the hospital. I was finally able to sit on my knees. And that was so amazing to me. But I was like, oh my gosh, I have control of my body again. I'm able to sit on my knees. But I remember like my experience of sitting up for the first time, of how tremendous that was to me. I forget where I came from sometimes. I forget where I started again. And I feel like healing in public this time is actually going to remind me, and that we're cyclical beings. This is my own healing journey. And then again, we all come from the same place, which is the stars. Whenever life gets stressful, the stars form the earth. And whether we fall forward or backward, the earth will always be there to catch us. She's open to us. She's healing us at all times. And whenever we die, the trees above are always there to guide our spirits in any way that they need. And if there's no trees above, then the sky will always catch us as well. And just how beautiful that is. We are all one. We can be goofy. And we can be gross. And it's beautiful. Thank you for waking up with me. I'm going to do my breath work today. I will see y'all later.